attendees to use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. And when you're called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Coach, if you want to give us some brief opening statements before the questions.
Well, I'd just like to say I couldn't be any more proud of a group of players to accomplish what we did this year. All teams around the country dealt with COVID. We dealt with it, and finish our year hanging 2 conference championship banners, to have the honor of playing in this NCAA tournament, and then coming up short. I just told the team, there's only one team in this event that's going to win every game. I was hoping we'd have an opportunity to make a deeper run at this thing, but it didn't happen, and that's a credit to Syracuse and how well they played. I thought we played hard to the end. We had a tendency of maybe struggling to find an offensive flow at times, but our defense always keeps us in the game. But tonight, we let them create too much separation. They played well offensively. Obviously, we struggled to shoot the ball. Their zone was very good. We were trying to find ways to attack it off the dribble, off the pass, off the high post, and weren't successful at any of those things because of their high-quality defense. So that's a credit to Syracuse. I like the fight and toughness of my team. I was obviously disappointed that we weren't in striking distance where we could have maybe put a little more pressure on them down the stretch, but I'm pleased and proud of our season. I thank the seniors for all they've done for San Diego State University, and obviously me as a head coach, spending 4 years with me, Jordan, Matt, Adam Seiko as a redshirt junior, coming in with me as a first-time head coach, and the contributions they made to the program, along with seniors Terrell Gomez, Josh Tomajic, Trey Pulliam. We just have a lot of class kids in there that gave their all for San Diego State University and just came up a little short in the tournament.
Thank you, Coach. As a reminder to our attendees, use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. And when you're called on, state your name and affiliation. Our first question is from Mark Ziegler. Mark, your line is open. Please unmute yourself.
Coach, you took 43s. Were those open looks, or do you feel like they looked open and then by the time you guys got ready to shoot them, they had closed out on you?
Well, they have great length, and so you don't realize that until you get out there on them. You know, some of the looks were clean, but some were a little deeper than normal. Obviously, we knew we had to make threes in order to compete in this game. And so the ones we got, we didn't make. Not all of them were great, but some of them were good looks. But obviously, when you're missing them, the defense starts shrinking in and it gets harder to drive. You know, I thought we tried to attack more off the dribble in the second half, but obviously we're too far gone in the score to seriously affect the game. So this is the first 2-3 zone we've played against all season, and obviously a very good one. And so Coach Boeheim has had the success he's had because he plays it better than anybody.
Thank you. Again, as a reminder, use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you're called on, please state your name and affiliation. Our next question is from Jim Russell. Jim, your line is open.
Thanks, Coach. Jim Russell, Extra 1360. What was the turning point of this game? I mean, you had a 15-10 lead there, and then they just went on a huge run. What was the turning point of the first half for you during that 18-point run?
I mean, they started making a lot of three balls. Obviously, Buddy Boeheim was shooting well coming into this event, shooting the lights out. But Gerard came in and made some. I think they make 7 threes a game. I think they had 12 plus against us today. Richmond, who'd made, I think, 1 or 2 threes all season, had 2 tonight. So, like I said, when they started building a lead, the basket started looking bigger for all of them, and they shot really well against us, and we're a pretty good defensive team. So they hit some contested ones. I didn't think we gave them a lot of easy looks, but they're playing really good basketball right now at a great time of the year in March.
Thanks, Coach. Are there other questions for Coach? I do not see any. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Jordan Shackle will be joining us shortly. Again, as a reminder, please use the raise hand function on your screen to ask a question. Jordan, thanks for joining us. As the questions come in, our first question is from Jim Russell.
Hey, Jordan. Jim Russell, Extra 1360. What was the zone tonight? How difficult was it to play against the zone against Syracuse? And your game plan going in, did you guys execute that? And it's just shots weren't falling, as simple as that tonight?
Yeah, I think the majority of our shots didn't fall. My shots didn't fall. I mean, nobody's shots fell. When you don't make shots and they do, both teams are tournament teams, and that was the difference.
Our next question. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, this is potentially your final game, or it is your final game as an Aztec. Just could you talk about your career at San Diego State and how special it has been here in the last 4 years for you?
Yeah, I'm extremely grateful for this coaching staff for giving me a chance. Coming out of high school, we had a lot of great memories over the years, and this is not how we wanted to end it, but probably in a couple of days I'll be able to look back and be grateful. But right now, this one doesn't feel good.
Our next question comes from Mark Ziegler. Mark, your line is open.
Jordan, you guys took 43s tonight. Did they look open? Are they the type of shots that you normally take, or did they look open and all of a sudden they weren't maybe as open as you thought and you had to rush them a little bit?
No, I think they were open, at least for me. A lot of them were just wide open, and it just didn't go in. Felt like we could have been, more aggressive, but they played to some of our tendencies, and they're very good in the zone. I from the very start, I didn't think this was just going to be a wide open shot zone. They're very good at what they do, so I never thought it was going to be easy.
Are there any other questions for Jordan? I'm sorry, one other question. Annie, your line is open.
Hey, Jordan, obviously this is pretty hard. Can you just describe what the emotions are and coming into this, I'm sure you guys felt that it wasn't going to end this way. How difficult was it for it to end like this?
You never know in this type of tournament. I just feel blessed, to have the type of season that we had, especially this year. I think that it'll take some time for people to realize how hard it was for an athlete this year. I went through every emotion possible, and just try to give it my all every time I'm on the court this year. And I felt like we did a great job as a team, going out there day in and day out with no fans. Just giving it our all. For everyone back home at San Diego, everyone that watched, we just try to find ways to motivate ourselves through the toughest season that I've ever played in my life, and I know a lot of guys feel the same way. So at the end of the day, I just feel grateful for everything that happened.
Jordan, that's all for the questions. Thank you for being here. Great season.
Thank you.